Hey, how you guys doing? Just coming to talk y'all, tell about my wholesale journey. Really, my first wholesale deal. So let's get to it, man. I used to be in the service, so I had my old team leader back from Fort Hood, well Fort Cavazos now. I He used to be my team leader. He PCS to Hawaii, so then I end up PCSing to Hawaii, and I was like already kind of like tired of the what I was doing and stuff like that. So and I seen he was already into investing and stuff like that. So I was just like, man, you gotta put me on or something. I don't know what's going on here. Why don't I have like why am I still poor? That's why I was like, oh crap. So he introduced me to wholesaling. He was in a contract and like he was getting rid of the JB for it was 100,000 assignment fee or something like that. But it ended up falling through. So then he got to wholesale since, but like the first time he's told me, I literally just got right into it. Like I'm like, okay, I started looking up at like Jerry Norton, yeah, Jerry Norton, Zach Guillen, um, not sure, yeah, Springboard to Wealth. That was a big one for me. I actually paid for their course, and before I was like really got to start doing anything, I was just like, oh, then I got deployed to Papua New Guinea, so I was like, crap. But during that time there, I got to kind of relax a little bit just before we got to start working. So during that time, I started studying on real estate and like on wholesaling specifically. So um, it wasn't too crazy, but man, like I went head first, dude. Like I just started finding contracts that are like on Jerry Norton contracts. I started using those, and it fit like he went over a video on how to use it. So I used it, right? But like the numbers and stuff like that, like I was not getting that. I was terrible at comps at the beginning because there was like a contract that was like, I mean, there was a property that was around 120 grand, and my butt came in. Oh, I'll offer you 110,000. Like, of course they would get that accepted. So I'm like, oh dang, I knew that was wrong. So I'm like begging this guy, I'm a beginner buyer or something like that to cancel it and void it. So I managed to figure that out. And then after that, I started learning how to do DocuSign. So that really does help. Like even to this day, DocuSign is pretty awesome, especially when learning like when you can send contracts over just online, which is pretty cool. So definitely helped out my business pretty much a lot. I mean, from the beginning, right? So, and also my service career too, like dealing with soldiers and stuff like that. So it wasn't too crazy. But what I did, I started, I just kept going, kept like looking on Craigslist, looking on Facebook Marketplace, um, and then Jerry Norton, like I was really following him for a while, and he started doing the dual agency, double dip strategy. So and like I'm like, all right, bet I'm gonna start trying that out. But I didn't find this one on the MLS per se. I didn't find it like on Zillow or like Redfin or anything. I found it exactly on Craigslist. So I'm like, all right. I called up I did my numbers first. I just did my numbers like, okay, I could probably go give a go on this property. So I called up the agent. I was like, hey, yeah, I'm unrepresented at the time. I would like you to represent me as well. And I would like to, for us to submit an offer on this property. And yeah, they were okay with it. We sent them like a proof of funds. My proof of funds were not legit. I mean, it was okay. It's terrible. But, I got it done. Got to be creative for sure. But, as far as that goes, I use that thing over to the to the I sent it over to them. Then we got that thing like the contract signed. So after I got that property, that's not property assigned, but we got it signed, and from there we I started looking for buyers and everything, and I had like a 10-day inspection period. So obviously I'm freaking out because um, they were just like I didn't know. I'm like I knew what to do, but it's me foreign. Like I didn't know how much I was supposed to really get the contract. I mean the property under contract for, and I'm like stressing out. I'm already dealing with the military, and also I'm dealing with this. I'm like full time doing both at the same time, right? So it's like, man, I'm kind of overwhelmed just off one contract. So, so I was like, yeah, and then again, I was like stressed out. I didn't think this stuff was real. I thought I was like they were. I was there. I thought I was gonna have to, come up with this money myself because I got it under contract for $80,000, right? So, and I marketed for $100,000, and you have buyers hitting me up like, oh, this is on market. I'm like, yes, let them know, and they weren't really trying to go after it. They were coming in with all different ARVs, and because I believe the ARV at the time I managed to get it was like 210,000, fully renovated. So um, it worked out. I mean, like when it went to the inspection period, it went through like it went past the inspection period. I'm like a week from closing, and I still didn't find a buyer. So I'm like again freaking out, and I can't show this stuff at work because they don't know what I'm doing. I'm like not trying to let them be in my business, right? So, uh, yeah, it's like it got so bad, like for me, because I'm already stressed out. I'm a father as well, and one time I tried to play like video games, right, and then my PS4, I'm like I had all the stress built up. I was trying to play the PS4, and literally it broke. Like I think it dropped. Yeah, it dropped it on the HDMI port, and it fell, and it just didn't work anymore. And that's what it took. That's all it took for me to just, the emotions started to come out, man, because I was stressed out. I had a bad up that day, but yeah, it was pretty crazy, man. Like I was so stressed, like messing with that first deal. It was a wild one, man. But I met someone on Facebook. I was like, oh man, I need some help or something. I don't know what's going on. But then we talked on the phone. He really encouraged me. Maxwell, that's his name. Like, cool guy. But yeah, he kept encouraging, like, you can do this, blah, blah, blah. And I started, like, all right, let's get it. I'm going to start hopping in people's comments, right? People selling houses. I'm like, I'm hitting up with them. But I got this deal. I got this. I got that. And then I didn't think of putting it on Facebook Marketplace. I should have done that to begin with. Like, I mean, I did. I think I did, yeah. But I wasn't really getting anything. But yeah, and some buyer came. I was like driving with my family. We were just driving, right? And at the time, uh, yeah, I didn't care what I would have got out this property. Like, I definitely would have like offered if they would have offered me like 1,000 over that 80,000. I would have been okay with whatever. I could have got $5. I would have been happy that it is out of my name. Like, cause I was like really stressed out. Like, I'm like Jesus. So yeah, I just sent it, man. I said screw it. Yeah, the guy offered. He said, yeah, I won't be able to come in at 100, but how about 88,000? I'm like, yeah, that works fine with me. Best feeling ever, bro. I was like, holy crap. Okay. This is like, because remember, I had it under contract for 80,000, and then I'm in it, 88,000. But like the thing that we messed it up, like, all right, we're gonna have to do a non-refundable EMD. I was trying to make sure he's legit and stuff. So if we get that sent over to title and all that stuff over right away, But like, yeah, I was just waiting, and then once I got it signed, big relief, right? I'm just hoping it closes, right? Like at this point, I'm like, man, okay, this is happening. I'm ready to go, and I'm just working still in the service, like just doing my thing, and I'm just working, and then it comes closing day. Um, I called up the title company. I'd like to see what's like the title agent to see whether everything's going smooth. And yeah, they let me know how I wanted to get my check. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So I chose to choose it for them to mail it to me overnight. I mean, to mail it to me. I didn't know I was gonna get there overnight, but I told them to mail it to me, and yeah, I got it the next day, man. And like, I took pictures of it. I might put it. Yeah, I might put it inside the chat. I mean, the video as well. I'm gonna put it edited in there, so, but like, I'm not doing much editing to this video. It's fine. I suck at editing, so hey, work with me. But yeah, what I did was I had that check. I went straight to the bank. I took all the money out, because it ended up being $8,500 because that EMD, we didn't have it set in the assignment contract that it goes toward it goes toward the price, the assignment fee. So I ended up getting 8,500 instead of 8,000. So I mean, I talked over with the buyer. He was cool. This whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's get it. So yeah, got that bad boy signed, closed, and everything. I was like, okay, this is awesome. Then I took it all out. I looked at money because that's the most money I've ever held in my entire life at one time. Like, bro, that is crazy. So like, man, I grew up like shoveling snow, cutting grass, like selling stuff door to door. Like when I was younger, like candies, Easter baskets. I did a lot of stuff when I was younger. I'm like, man, if I'd have been doing something like this before, that'd have been awesome. But yeah, so after that one closed, yeah, I just I just tried to keep it going. Like all the on market, I used the dual agency method, and I kept using that, and it kept going. Matt, those deals were a little rough as well, but like I was getting them going, and then I got deployed. Dang, bro, like and then I kind of lost it all, the momentum, all that, because like you gotta switch your mind in the military. Like you can't just be focusing on so many things at once, especially if it's not really pertaining to your job, right? So like, I mean, here I am though, I'm back again, man. Like I'm out the military now. Now I will make this business really like successful, but you gotta really network and stuff like that. So it's definitely a process, man. Like, but I love it. Like while I was in the military, I was like talking about it everywhere I went. They called me like the real estate man. Like I'm like I barely knew. I just knew enough. I'd say, like, because I used the proceeds from that 8,500. I went to go buy me a townhome. I saw the potential of making it like a duplex, but I ended up having it to get rid of it, like rid of it due to like after I left Hawaii because I couldn't differentiate the electric meters to keep the power different from the different tenants. So that was gonna be a big problem, and like a lot of property managers couldn't they couldn't rent it out like that. So I'm like, ah, so I had to get rid of it. But I don't know what to look for when it comes to buying and holding a property next time. First, the goal here is to build my cash and capital and credit up via we're using wholesaling, so I could then continue to move forward into buying the holds and subject twos and burrs and all that stuff. Like that's the goal here. So I mean, that's my story, y'all. Like it's definitely a wild ride. So cool beans. But I would say peace out, y'all. Y'all heard my story. There's hopefully more to come, right? So We'll figure it out. Peace out.